Love and greetings to you again. And this is part 2 of the 7 best tips to save marriage from trouble. Again, this is part 2. Hopefully you already looked at part 1. This is a 3-parter, and the best is for last. So I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and our approach to marriage is very, very different. We see marriage as a scientific entity based in love. That may be hard to wrap your mind around, but we've been doing this for almost 23 years. I used to be a divorce mediator. I came up with this system, and we are trying to find people to train to be TMF marriage counselors. It's not about Western psychology at all. So, number 3, because we already did 1 and 2. Number 3 is be determined to always understand your wife or your husband. I use the word determined because we have free will, and exercising that free will, turning it into volition, turning it into a definite experience of what you choose, requires a determination, or you'll forget about it. It won't matter. One of the great problems that we have when we're married, if we're not properly trained for marriage, which most of us never were, is that we're not trying to understand our spouse's perspective. And so we don't understand them. You know, it was interesting. When I used to work with people live, I had different standards for men and for women. The women would come in, and I always had 2 boxes of tissue. Always had a glass of water for anyone, because water really helps calm you down. But I'd have 2 boxes of tissue for women so they could reach in either direction. And women would always tell me that their husbands did not understand and appreciate them. And I understood that. And they also told me, when I questioned them, that they didn't really understand their husbands. Their husbands didn't make sense to them. That they were always right. And men always said, and I thought this was hysterical, not one man didn't tell me this. At some point they would get comfortable with me, and they would say, "You don't understand." They always said that to me. "You don't understand." And I knew it was coming. They'd go, "My wife is crazy." Every one of them. And I acknowledge that reality. It's a reality. From the man's point of view, the wife is crazy. From the wife's point of view, the man is so harsh, so tough. We don't understand each other. And I would say to women, I'd say, look, if you opened up a man's mind, you would see blocks and cubes and structure, and everything would be lined up. And if you opened up a woman's mind, you would see a pot of boiling spaghetti. And this, everyone, not one person was offended by this, because it's so true. Understanding. You know, there was a great saint, I don't remember who it was, I just remember the quote, "Above all you're getting, get understanding." This is especially true. Now, understanding means we don't judge. We could laugh, sure, because another person's way of thinking and doing may be funny to us. But we laugh without judgment, without criticism, because it's so different from how we are. Well, in your marriage, if you don't want trouble, get understanding. Okay, Number 4, be yourself, as perfect a spouse as you can be. So you could play with the commas in this sentence. Be yourself. What is the self? The self is the soul. We also have a pseudo-self, which is the ego. But essentially, we are all spiritual beings. We are human beings. We are souls. We have a body. We have a mind. But essentially, we're spirit. We're love. We're pure. So if you work towards being that self, and for men in particular, this is very difficult because men are not taught early on that we have the capacity to love. And there's a reason why this happened. The reason why is because Western psychology has taken over and pushed out all kinds of spiritual anything and said, no, everything is pragmatism. And what they do is they turn love into this low form called emotion, which it is not. Love is deep. Love is who you are, what you are. And as a man, you need to learn to open your heart. Now, another problem has come up for women. Women have been trained due to the, and I'm not condemning, I'm just telling the reality, due to the woman's lib movement, women have tried to be like men. What a letdown. Women are, in my mind anyway, superior to men because they have this innate quality to love unconditionally. Yet what do? They reduce that love, that idea of love, to an emotion. And it is not. So strive to be your perfect self. Also, you yourself be perfect as a spouse. In other words, get rid of expectations. It's one of the killers of marriage, is expectations of your spouse. But of yourself, that is the right way to live. You see, we're not taught this. We're not taught about evolution in the right way. Evolution is real. As an individual, we are supposed to evolve. We're supposed to become more loving, more joyful, more considerate of others. But we don't. We're taught to blame the other. Blame the other. It's their fault. Why can't they listen to me? Why can't they understand me? That is not going to help your marriage. You have to go, what did I do here that I could have done better? Was I considerate enough? Was I truly being loving? Was I behaving in a way that I behaved when we were dating? You have to take a real hard look at yourself. And the real hard look you have towards your spouse is one of love, acceptance, caring. Look past their personality. Look past their foibles. Look past their errors, because we all have them. And live your life of marriage on the level of a soul, because you are soul mates. Isn't that beautiful? Marriage is the most beautiful gift we have gotten. It's right up there next to free will. It's an amazing gift. But it's like giving the gift. Many, many years ago, I saw this video that was viral at the time of this kid who was handed the keys to a Lamborghini. Rich father, not wise. Gave the kid keys to the Lamborghini. He was filming. The kid stepped on the gas, wrapped the car around a tree. He had this incredible car. We have these incredible marriages, but we have to learn how to drive them, how to operate them. And this is what we're doing here at the Marriage Foundation. We're teaching people. We're creating a whole new way of looking at marriage. And it's working. We've helped thousands and thousands of people, literally, not figuratively, through our books, but mostly through our courses. And now we are going to start creating real marriage counselors. You don't have to be a therapist to be a marriage counselor. On the contrary, you have to be a loving, caring person who understands marriage so well, and you live your own marriage so well that you want to share what you've learned with others. That's who our marriage counselors are now, and we're expanding that. So look into the course. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We are so happy when we can help people. God bless you. Like the video if you want. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Are you a subscriber? Subscribe if you're not. God bless you and take care.